somehow we survived this weekend in a really good way. You have the NBA. LaMarcus Aldridge is a fucking Brooklyn Net. Are super teams back?
So dumb. So dumb.
How many All-Star appearances between all of their fucking players?
Fucking 40. They have more All-Star appearances than I do strip club appearances. It's crazy. 40 All-Star game appearances between the Brooklyn Nets team, and on top of that, Andre Drummond gets bought out from Cleveland and just goes straight to LA and joins up with the Lakers.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. Right now, the NBA to me is just kind of like, the fuck. Like, you know what you're getting each night. Like, out west, you know that the Lakers, you know that the Nuggets are fucking good. And in the East, you literally have the Bucks, Heat, Nets now.
For an East Coast guy, can you believe that the Knicks are a 4 seed?
Honestly, I'm happier for the Knicks being a 4 seed than I am any of the other teams I just named.
Followed by the Charlotte Hornets and the Atlanta Hawks. You would, in any other universe, that looks like a draft order.
It literally.
and not the playoffs.
It doesn't make any sense. But I am pumped for the New York Knicks. They might be the only team this year, but I'm actually happy for in some way, shape, or form. I feel like Knicks basketball fans deserve some sort of winner.
New York fans, they can wait. They have plenty of time. They have plenty to enjoy and relish on. So there's some people, though, that aren't enjoying. So I'm not going to say breaking news, Dale, because we both saw this coming.
We've known about this.
Especially with the new, the television contracts and the CBA coming out.
Yep.
There's going to be a 17th game starting this year for the NFL season.
Yeah.
Now, for degenerates like us, you think, oh, great, another week.
I'm pumped about it.
You get more entertainment. You get more potential gambling incentives if you can hit. The thing that I'm kind of leaning towards, though, guys like Alvin Kamara, who spoke openly and out and said, look, I didn't want to do this. It does open the chance for injuries.
It does, but it's the name of the game. Right? Like, any sport you play, it opens the chance for injuries if you have to put your body on the line more. But the amount of money that you're about to make and the amount of money you do make, I don't think that these players are in much position to complain at this point because they had to vote on it. It was voted on. It was agreed upon.
Do you think it dilutes what is being brought to us weekly, right? Because now that you think about it, you have those Thursday night games. I mean, think of they've always said they've likened it to a car crash. When you play a professional football game, it's almost as if you get in a fucking automobile accident. And I'm just thinking of the turnover rate and the recovery time from that Sunday game going into a Thursday, and now you had another week.
I don't think it matters. Like, granted, I know it's an extra week for the players. I know that they're not necessarily thrilled about it on all levels. But as a fan, no, it doesn't bother me at all. We live for football season, and the fact that I just get another week of it, it makes me horny. It really does.
Okay, so J.C. Treader, your boy, he's your center for the Browns.
Yep, NFLPA president.
Yes, I'm glad you bring that up. He even said in a statement that he's collaborating with his other constituents on that they're trying to reduce the amount of training camp.
Yep.
They're trying to reduce the amount of contact per week.
They are.
Because I think last year with COVID, it really showed that they were able to pull off a season and actually perform
better in some cases
with less contact. Yeah.
No, absolutely, and I think that's
physical
science.
Contact, like tackling.
Science is starting to take over a little bit in the NFL. They're starting to realize that, oh my God, you don't need to just bash each other's heads in 5 days a week at practice and then go play on Sundays. Injuries, I don't remember the injury number, but I know injuries during camps and stuff were down last year because of less contact.
Yeah,
and I think
it's because of COVID, but
well,
for sure.
Less contact. And I think these players are looking at this like, okay, it's an opportunity to, one, make more money, and two, actually work less. So if you're working less and making more money, who says no?
I mean, you got to almost, do we blame Tom Brady too? We're just showing the longevity that he's had at this point.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe it is certain training, right? Like it's no more, I still like lifting weights, but someone like you like the resistance training and bands. And
functional strength training is just better for the body. It doesn't break it down as hard. It helps build it up and keep it stable and functional and keep your balance and your core strength. And these guys, like I said, science is evolving every day. You watch Alvin Kamara's workout videos, it's not your workout video of probably what LT was doing back in the day. Like Alvin Kamara's doing a ton of balance training, a ton of band training, a ton of resistance training.
Occasionally he pushes a G-Wagon. Now, and I've seen the brake lights come on. Those things are so overrated. Those stupid car workouts where they're pushing trucks. Get the fuck out of here.
I love it. Guys, this weekend though, Will and I each went 5-3. We had Sweet 16. We had 8 games. Yeah, not a bad weekend. The lock of the week did not hit. Baylor and Nova decided that they forgot how to put the ball in the hoop. They could not score the first half. I almost cried, actually. Watching the first half, I was miserable. I hammered that bet, and I don't know. What would you think about that?
Well, really fast. So we are using a new site that we won't disclose yet until we can get the paperwork filed correctly. But Dale had one of the funniest prop bets that I feel bad because I was rooting for him. Was it Oral Roberts? I think it was.
So I live bet Oral Roberts to be winning the first half between 4 to 6 points. I'm not disclosing how much, but it was a 4 times payout. They closed the first half winning by 7 points. So.
For those of you that don't know, props, so you have live lines that you could bet on. You could bet the over-under. You could bet a money line that's basically for you're picking a particular team to win. So Dale in this particular prop, I think it's awesome. Now that, with sports betting, it's getting to like this next level. Between 4 to 6 points. Now it's, what'd you say, 4 times the amount?
Yeah, 4 times the original bet.
And it came down to the last second where the lead was 7 points.
Like, literally any bucket by Oral Roberts would have cashed it for me. They had 2 wasted possessions in the half, and, yeah, fucking lost.
No, but it was a good weekend, and we're going to talk about the scheduling in just a second, but you mentioned Syracuse as well. Much love going out to the Pac-12. Now, I did not expect this at all. I think at some point, if you were to ask some LA resident saying, hey, can you see your team, whether it's SC, whether it's UCLA, going to the Elite Eight, of course, they're like any biased fan. They're going to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to be there. But any realistic fan's going to say no.
No.
Shout out to them. And Oregon State. I mean, they had to be the biggest surprise. I think that's one of the biggest things going into this week. And I thought, it's going to come to an end. And they're still here.
I mean, Oregon State's 18-3-1 against the spread in their last 22 games. That is crazy. Crazy. And they have another favorable spread this weekend, so pay attention to us, see where we're going with that. But, Will, what do you think about the Elite Eight coming on a Monday, Tuesday? Like, this is throwing me off.
Okay, so I'm glad you bring this up because we had talked about this before the show had started. Weird. I think it's like too much for me. It's like I likened it to this. Like during the summer when you're a little kid, like your neighborhood best friend goes out of town and then he finally comes back. It's like, oh my God, this is awesome. Yeah. That's what I likened it to with the tournament. Not having it last year. Now we just have this overload of games. I don't like it on Mondays because
But is it an overload of games or, I mean, they just moved the schedule back 2 days. Are you saying overloading games just because of what else is coming this week?
Yes.
Okay.
But going to what you're saying with the games on Monday, unlike people like us that we actually get to enjoy what we do, think of the guy that has to go to the bank today or think of the guy that has to go and he works at Home Depot. Like he can't sit and watch these games. Like right. I don't like it. And I understand it was with COVID and they had all the teams in one site, which I have to say, congrats. Like I was kind of skeptical on that. I didn't think they could fit 60 plus teams. I mean, do you like it? I don't.
The bubble, I mean, do I like it? No.
Because with the games on Monday, I mean.
The games on Monday.
I mean, the Elite Eight's today.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like the weekend. I would rather have the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday
100%.
Slate. Absolutely, because, I mean, Thursday, Friday, it's the end of the week. Like, you don't feel so bad going to a bar Thursday night, getting hammered with your friends, showing up for work on Friday, and then the weekend starts.
Well, sometimes people just call off that Friday.
Yeah, exactly. But that's an easy day to use a Friday for. But some people are going to have to use personal days on, like, Wednesdays this week. Because they're going to be hungover. You go out on a Tuesday night for the game, it's like, shit, whatever. I'm calling off Wednesday. But if you go out Sunday night, it's not uncommon to be hungover Monday for work. Sunday fun days are very common out here.
Oregon State, Houston at 4:15 Pacific time today. Followed after. Monday night college basketball Elite Eight. That's just weird to say to me. You have Arkansas and Baylor. We will have bet videos, so stay tuned for that if you're listening. 5-3. I think we could have been a little better. Fucking Syracuse fucked us.
Yeah, Syracuse, I mean, listen, I went with the boys. I went with Jet Lions. I went Joey Buckets. They failed me. Buddy Boeheim failed me a little bit. But you know what? Syracuse did much better than anyone ever could have anticipated. And I think they'll be back. I do. So
someone, I think, failed you. Saturday night in the Octagon. You had hyped this up. You had our boy Bo Templin on from 1:37 p.m. Fantastic interview. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to leave me hanging for a sec. Stipe and Ngannou. What happened? I mean, he got knocked the fuck out.
So, if you guys didn't check out the interview, go watch it. It's on our YouTube. Bo Templin came on. It was very insightful, and it wasn't just about this fight. There's some upcoming matchups, too. We previewed Usman, Masvidal, and talked a little more in depth about some of the stuff that's going on in the UFC right now. But like we said in the interview, if Francis Ngannou was going to win this fight, he was going to knock him out in rounds 1 or 2. If Stipe was going to win this fight, it was going to have to go the distance. And Francis Ngannou looked like a completely different fighter in that octagon. We knew that he was dangerous. We knew his power was something fierce, but nobody could have expected him to put the clinic on that he did. He was kicking.
It was impressive.
He was stopping takedowns, and the knockout was brutal. Listen, guys, it is hard to win at heavyweight in the UFC. Hard. Stipe has been at the mountaintop for a long time. He is the heavyweight GOAT in the UFC, arguably a top 5 UFC fighter of all time. He has some incredible wins. He won 2 or 3 against DC. And you know what? He put on a clinic against Ngannou the first time they fought. But everyone's time comes to an end. I think that's genuinely where we're at with Stipe right now. He has had one hell of a career, and it'll be interesting to see what happens next because Ngannou just looks different. And from here, Stipe's not getting the rematch. John Jones is getting the rematch. And yeah, you heard that right. Stipe will not get a rematch after holding the belt like he's held it the last 5 years. He's not getting it right away. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I love UFC Twitter, especially after big knockouts like that. It just erupts. Like I really respect what they have. They have their own little corner, and then when the spotlight's on them, some of the internet remains undefeated in some of the stuff that I saw. But no, it was Ngannou. He's that boy. Good for him. Dale, as we mentioned earlier with the scheduling overload, my brain, it can only take so much sometimes. MLB opening day is this Thursday. We'll have a special show for that. So my San Diego Padres are taking on the D-backs. They're going to start their quest for a 2021 World Series title. Your Cleveland Indians, who you're not necessarily happy with right now. I understand that the ownership and yourself are not on the best of terms of a relationship. They're going to take on the Detroit Tigers. But you're going to have like this special like ceremonial feeling of baseball. And then a couple days later, it's the Final Four. The Final Four is already next weekend.
I was so excited for baseball season, and then I saw the Indians 40-man opening day, and I instantly just got pissed again at the Dolans. Like I literally want to have a debate with Paul Dolan. I would love to have him on. I'd love to talk to him. I'd love to know why he hates us, why he doesn't want us to win. But nonetheless, I know where you're at. There's going to be a ton of sports coming on, and I'm ready for it. Baseball season is one of my favorite seasons to gamble on because I love the props. I think the pitching props are awesome. The live betting's always fun. And you know what? I think we're going to have fans back in the stadium. I think baseball season is going to be... Yeah, I think baseball season is going to be the first turning point of sports where we get a little bit of normality. And I saw that in some areas, maybe by 4th of July, they're going to be at 100% capacity.
In 2 weeks, San Diego could potentially be in the orange tier. And that means that capacity at Petco Park is going to go up to 33% as opposed to 20%. Dale, wrapping up a good Monday. We've had a pretty good show so far. Special of the day. Now, Lil Nas X. I'm not necessarily the biggest, I don't like the mainstream music, like we hear it on the radio. I don't know, you're more of a music guy than I am.
Yeah.
But Lil Nas X is a rapper and decided to, I don't know if this is a publicity stunt. I don't know if he actually does worship satanic rituals, but he is a artist. He's a rapper, and he is teamed up with Nike. And he had... let's just say a very interesting marketing ploy this weekend to where he released his own shoe, signature shoe with Nike. I mean, the global giant that everyone has when they work out or if they go out, whatever.
Yep.
What the hell kind of shoes does he have? Human blood? What's going on?
Dude, so it's like the Nike 666 shoe. It's a shoe in tribute of Satan. Satan tribunos, is that the word?
I don't...
It's something... I don't get it. What's Nike doing here? What is Nike doing here? Just promoting Satan on their shoes. I mean, I don't get it.
No, so that's what I don't get either.
I don't get it.
And I know it's kind of a controversial topic, and we don't like to dive into this, but it's just so weird just because you think of the success that Nike has had on every global level, right?
They're a giant. What do they have to do this for? This can only do, in my opinion, more harm for Nike than good.
This is weird just because
it's so weird.
There's other artists that went on Twitter and they were saying that this is the publicity stunt. This is what they do now. People throw out this controversial stuff to stir the emotions of whether it's the internet, whether it's other media brands, And look, they got us talking about it right now.
No, they do.
I'm not necessarily on board with that. That's not. I'm not
okay with it.
having blood and stuff in shoes.
It's just
weird.
weird.
Yeah,
it's just weird. And if I'm Nike, Nike doesn't need to stir the pot. Nike already has the pot. They own the pot.
I think they have like 10 pots.
Yeah, they own the pot. What does Nike need this kind of stuff for?
I don't know.
I truly only think this can do more harm than good. But you know what? It's something we'll keep our eyes out. There's only 666 pairs being released. Yeah, you heard that right. There's 666 pairs being released, which, I don't know.
In and of itself,
yeah, it's
not a good message to be delivered.
No, not at all. But good message we will have often and always for you guys. Give us a follow, WOTM Daily, Twitter, Tiki-Taki, Apple, Spotify, at Will Galvez, at Arendelle_. Like Will said earlier, we will have Elite 8 bets coming out for you later today. Give us the follows. Make sure you're following us. You would be up a little bit of money right now if you'd be taking our picks from the weekend. William, let's have ourselves a little day.
Let's have ourselves a day. We'll end the show on a positive note. Also, follow our new company, JP25 Media.
Hey, let's get it.